Well, the Golden State Warriors start their 8-game homestand in victorious style, taking care of business against the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee, I believe, as the Native Americans once called it, I think. I'm relying on Alice Cooper for that proper enunciation. Welcome to the program. It's called the Golden Days. Forgot my hat. Damn it. Let's have some fun tonight. The Warriors, it got a little sketchy late in the game, but Jimmy Butler and his timely trips to the free throw line, Guy Santos getting some extended minutes, making an impact, Stephen Curry. But maybe the player that encouraged me the most was De'Anthony Melton. The dude can play ball. And he had a good night tonight. I think he had a season high in scoring. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the program. We're powered by FanDuel, and we're called the Golden Days. Let's go. Welcome, a midweek live edition of Golden Days. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at SurfJournalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod, as we come to you live from the Golden Days studios in West Sonoma County, California, the middle of nowhere, deep embedded in a redwood forest, is our beautiful enclave. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. FanDuel, the official sponsor of Golden Days. I'm curious to see if there is a line for the Warriors next game Friday night. They host the Sacramento Kings. Mark Haynes is going to join us that night. Armando Laura, I believe, is going to be with us. I haven't gotten a confirmation yet. Should be fun. But I bring that up largely because the line for that game is not available on FanDuel. And of course, when I'm at the official sportsbook of Golden Days and the Believe Network, I love checking the odds for the Warriors winning the title. One of the running gags we have is the fact that they just have not posted an over-under for a win total in, I'm guessing, close to a month. Their odds for winning the title went up even higher. The last time we took a look at this, it was plus 45. I'm sorry, it was plus 4,000. It is now plus 4,500. The Warriors share the same odds to win the title as the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Orlando Magic have leapt ahead of the Warriors and the T-Wolves. They're plus 3,500, but the Warriors, again, plus 4,500. So if you feel good about them, if you think they're going to make a blockbuster deal when Jonathan Kuminga becomes available on January 15th and or a deal before the trade deadline expires on February 5th, that's going to make a difference, put your money where your mouth is. And maybe you can win a shitload more money with FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Golden Days. The win total, real fast. Let me check that just to see if the bookies are touching this right now, and they're not. You could typically bet on 25, 27, 28 different teams you could bet on, but not your Golden State Warriors, because the bookies have no clue what to make of this team. And the bookies are geniuses, folks. And even they have no idea what to make of a Golden State Warriors team that as a different iteration showing up each night. There was quite a few positives to take away from this game. And I want to start with the FanDuel player of the game, and that's De'Anthony Melton, who with each passing game is finding his shot more and more. And with each passing game, you get to see him getting comfortable in the system with his teammates. Tonight, Melton, his minutes were up to 25 minutes and 19 seconds, 8 of 13 from the field, 5 of 9 from deep. Easily his best shooting night of the season. Again, 5 of 9 from deep. And this game, in the second half at least, I feel like was a tale of two quarters, because the Warriors dominated the third quarter, outscoring, dominated maybe is a strong word, but they outscored the Milwaukee Bucks 34-29. How is that possible? I feel like they dominated that third. Was it really that close? And then in the fourth quarter, it's just an example of when what you see is not the equivalent of what you get. The fourth quarter, I was going to say, belonged to Milwaukee, and the box score reflects that accurately. They outscored the Warriors 31-22 in the fourth quarter to make it a game, thanks largely to 6 of 9 shooting from deep in that fourth quarter, whereas in the third quarter, Milwaukee was just 8 of 23 from deep. Maybe that's why I thought the Warriors dominated that third quarter, because I feel like every Milwaukee Bucks possession was just clank, brick, miss, and it was just a time and time again pattern that we were watching from the Bucks in that process. Yet they were only outscored in the third quarter, again, 34-29. The Warriors in that third period. Is this right? No, it's first through third. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong box score. In the third quarter, again, that's why that number looks so high. Okay, so Milwaukee in the third quarter, I'm sorry, that 8 of 23 number was for the first 3 quarters of the game. In the third quarter tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks, 4 of 9 from 3. That doesn't make sense. How did I watch one thing and then the box score is telling me another? That happens sometimes. It felt like the Warriors were taking care of business in that third quarter a lot more dominantly than the box score reflects. But that's at least what I saw in this game. I feel like the Warriors had this game under control for 3 quarters, really. It was that fourth quarter where the Bucks made a surge. It was not good enough. And your Golden State Warriors coming away victorious. Again, De'Anthony Melton, I visited those third and fourth quarter box scores because Melton in the second half of this game, 2 of 3 shooting from deep in that third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, where is it? 0 of 2. Still had 3 points in the fourth quarter, but I don't know why I read those lines to you. Ignore all that. I just wasted your time. I apologize. Sincerely apologize for that. But De'Anthony Melton, his total box score, I was expecting more looking at that. My apologies. Melton, again, 22 points, a season high, second on the team in scoring tonight behind, you guessed it, Wardell, Stephen Curry, who hit that dagger at the end, dagger 3 more specifically, to close this game out with the Bucks trying to surge. The Warriors avoid a clutch game. It never got to within 5 points with 5 minutes remaining. This is just a nice win. Just cruise control. If you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan and you watch that game, I could sense your angst. If you're a Warriors fan watching this game, I have no clue how you feel. I really don't. Because again, I feel like so much is in limbo. Chris Mullen, part of the NBC Sports Bay Area broadcast crew, predicted tonight that the Warriors on this 8-game homestand were going to go 7-1. Which begs the question, who are they playing on this upcoming homestand? Let's take a look at the schedule. Well, tonight was game 1 of 8 games at home. They next have Sacramento Friday. Woo! Nice sigh of relief for that one. That should hopefully be a relatively easy win. The Atlanta Hawks come into town Sunday. Warriors should win that. I'm going to guess they're going to be favored in that. But I have no idea which version of the Hawks will show up because they just traded Trae Young today. We'll talk about that some more later in the show. But that trade, just getting him off the roster, I think improves that club. They're a long athletic team. I no way to predict how that's going to go. Side note, Ryan Leong will make his debut this season on the program Sunday night. I also have some Bob Myers news for those of you Golden Dazers who watch every show. In case you missed one of the previous episodes a couple weeks back, I mentioned that I was going to text Bob praying that he was going to come on the show, and I heard back. So I'll give you an update on that. Bob Myers, side note, he's missed. He is missed. In my humble opinion, and I've let him know this, he was one of the geniuses in terms of being an architect for this dynasty. A lot of cynics pertaining to crediting Myers or other front office members for this dynasty, they like to point to Jerry West as being the genius who crafted this whole thing. And I'm not necessarily pushing back on the genius of Jerry West, who is brilliant when it comes to talent evaluation. But don't forget who hired him, right? Got to give some credit there in terms of just deciding to pay the man to come, even though they lowballed him at the end, so he left for the Clippers, which leads to the second point I want to make about Jerry West. Look what he did to the Clippers in his final stint as a front office guy in the NBA. That did not turn out so well. So, again, just my opinion, Bob Myers, good dude. Brilliant front office executive. In a perfect world, he comes back. But I'll give you an update on that in just a second. Stephen Curry. Oh, and De'Anthony Melton, again, our FanDuel player of the game, wrapping up his box score for the night. Finishes this game, again, 22 points, a season high for him. He was 5 of 9 shooting from deep, added 2 boards and a steal. 22.9 for De'Anthony Melton, second on the team in scoring behind Wardell, Stephen Curry, who finished this game with 31 points on 12 of 21 shooting from the field, 3 of 9 from deep, added 5 free throw attempts, making 4 of them. I don't remember the missed free throw. Was that early in the game? When was that? He had 1 missed free throw, and I don't recollect it, but I was also not fully attentive to the start of this game. When did Steph? Oh, he did first quarter. There you go. He missed a free throw in the opening quarter of this game, where he still scored 10 points in the first quarter. So there you go. So Wardell finishing with 31 on the night, and Jimmy Butler was a menace in this game in terms of getting inside the paint, flustering the Bucks defense, numerous trips to the free throw line. 8 of 9 from the free throw line, more specifically. Jimmy finishes the game 3rd in scoring, 21 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, and a steal. The Warriors played, looking at this box score, exemplary in terms of controlling the ball, not giving it up, not giving easy points to the Bucks. Just 8 turnovers in this game, 9 total from the team, 8 personal turnovers. So I'm guessing there was a shot clock violation. Something happened there. There was a shot clock violation at the very end, the one that Moses Moody caught and the officials reviewed. So the Milwaukee Bucks, meanwhile, with 12 total team turnovers in this game, which resulted in 15 points for your Golden State Warriors. The Warriors 9 turnovers, resulting in 8 points for your Milwaukee Bucks. The Warriors as a team tonight shooting 38.3% from deep. And I have no, again, this is just a weird one, I guess. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to this game tonight. I don't know why. I don't know why. The box score just does not jive with what I was watching. Case in point, I did not think Milwaukee was shooting the ball well from 3 tonight, with the exception of the fourth quarter. But then you look at the box score in the game, and they're 14 of 32. That's good for 43.8%. So Kyle Kuzma was 2 of 2. Bobby Portis was 2 of 4. Ryan Rollins was 2 of 5. Miles Turner was 2 of 4. Giannis was 2 of 4. Again, I forgot about those. AJ Green, 3 of 6. The only guy who was just bricking it out there was Gary Trent Jr., who was 0 of 4. But all I remember are misses. That's all, my memory of this game, if I'm going to summarize it for you, is Milwaukee Bucks missed 3-pointer, Golden State Warriors transition offense, Jimmy Butler beats his defender, gets fouled, goes to the free throw line. That is like my summary of this game in one possession. And the audience will be welcome to the program very soon here. Why not? Why not now? Screw it. I'll post a link in case anybody wants to come on. We're going to play some sound as well from Draymond Green. He said some rather interesting things on his podcast, which I believe new episodes drop Tuesday or Wednesday. It's usually a midweek drop for his show. And let me play that right now, because what he said was fascinating. He was retelling a story, and on the same day that that Draymond says this, the Warriors also produce a 5-minute homage to Jonathan Kuminga, which is interesting, the timing of it. I think he's going to get traded. I do. I don't know who they're going to trade him for. I also could be completely wrong on that. It's the most unpredictable situation imaginable, because for everyone who thinks, well, everything is leading toward him being traded, the DNPs and so forth. Well, he was getting DNP'd at the end of last season too, and the start of the postseason, and yet he was here he is back on the team. So I have no clue what's going on. One interesting other tidbit I think Anthony Slater dropped this note in terms of the Warriors and the trade deadline that's slowly approaching here, is that Golden State is reportedly not interested in taking on contracts that go beyond next season. Part of their game plan, whatever that game plan is a clean slate at the end of 2027. They want to blow this whole thing up and start from scratch. And I'm so excited for that moment. It's so long overdue. But for now, that's the agenda for them is which, makes you wonder, like, would they turn down like an incredibly good deal because there's 3 years left on someone's contract? I don't know. I see Stephen Curry at the podium, by the way. And again, we'll play sound tonight as well, following the Golden State Warriors winning this game, 120-113, the final. Again, the Bucks making a late surge. You heard Bob Fitzgerald in the broadcast. If you watch the Warriors telecast, practically sound orgasmic every time Giannis Antetokounmpo had the ball offensively and Draymond Green was matched up on him. Look, I don't blame him for hyping that up and getting excited. It's titillating basketball. It is, if you love this sport, those were beautiful moments. I say the Fitzgerald thing in jest. Love you, Fitz. Giannis on the night was feasting, but he just did not get enough support from his teammates. Giannis finishing the game 34 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists on the evening, including 50% shooting from deep. But one stat that absolutely sticks out for Giannis, he was just 2 of 7 from the free throw line. 2 of 7. What is Giannis on the year as a three-point shooter? Because that's ugly. Hold on one second here. Giannis on the season, 2 of 7. Jesus, those are just some clanks. Giannis on the year is a 66.7% free throw shooter. He's also incredibly 39.3% shooting from deep. Giannis, you go. But just 2 of 7, which represents, what is that, 16%, 17% shooting from the free throw line. Ugly. Among one of many reasons why the Warriors won this game. We'll play some sound in just a second. But first, Derek Simmons joining us from Vegas. Mr. Olympia contender, right? How are you doing? Derek, you there, buddy? All right, we'll bring you back. I'll try again in a little bit. Look at this guy, Bloomer. He's all happy. Derek, I see you. I'll bring you on next. You'll be next. Don't worry. Bloomer, you're on the show now. You've got your happy profile pic, right? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Cy. How about you?
Doing good, thank you. Thanks for asking. What's on your mind? How do you feel about the Warriors after tonight's win?
That was a pretty good win. I will say that.
It was.
That's not like a snub. I mean, Bucks aren't in the rankings in the East. They're not like the highest, but like it's always an accomplishment when you're going against a former championship team in terms of like certain players like Giannis, right? There's just a feeling to that. So I'm feeling like, okay, it's pretty good, a pretty good win. And also it wasn't a clutch game too. I don't like clutch games.
Well, there's been so many of them,
Yep, that's what I'm saying. But so I really thought this game was like from the beginning to end, it was really all about who can out hustle the other player pretty much, because if anything, this game was like the Warriors had to really play, some really top level defense, because the shooters on the especially the ex-Warrior player Rollins, he was killing it.
Yeah, and Hamza Kassem bringing up a name, Bloomer, that I forgot to mention, because I feel like every time the Bucks were making a run, there was Big Al just doing something to stem the momentum of the Bucks. And Al Horford tonight played 19 minutes, 4 seconds. The Warriors do not have a back-to-back coming up for a long time. Their next back-to-back is going to be January 19th and 20th. Ooh. And I bring that up because the back-to-backs are kryptonite for Big Al and to a lesser extent, DeAnthony Melton. They do not play in those back-to-backs, but we're not going to see one of those for about 2 weeks. Big Al tonight, 8 points, 10 rebounds.
There you go.
3 of those offensive and 6 assists. Even had 2 blocks.
Hey
Big
now.
Al. What were your thoughts about him? Old man Rivers. Old man Big Al.
The Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was hyped when I wouldn't want to say hyped, but I was like, okay, they're making a move for some veteran former star player in Horford when they first got him. Obviously, he was slow when he was starting out, and then it slowly but surely, as fortunate as it's been, he's been turning around lately, and he's been playing good. I mean, got to give the guy his flowers. He balled out tonight, nearly had a double-double. And he actually got some good blocks on defense. I'm like, okay, I see you, Prime Al.
I love Penny Tomlinson in her chat, pointing a finger at the professor Armando Laura, who has been a massive skeptic of Big Al. And I don't blame him. I mean, it's not like Al Horford's doing this consistently.
Yeah.
If he was playing like this every night, yeah, I think the professor would be eating some crow right now. And Penny in the chat saying that she or he, I don't know, Penny, forgive me. Penny sounds like a feminine name, but I could be totally mistaken on that. Anyways, you're saying that you like the Al Horford signing. So did I. I didn't. Maybe like is a strong word. I didn't dislike it, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't hate the move. He's 39 years old. That was a massive flag. But anyways, Penny's saying that they like the Al Horford signing until masochist negative ass Armando Laura. Professor, if you're out there, A, give me a confirmation on Friday. I'm expecting you, but I haven't gotten a confirmation yet. And B, join the chat, join the show, whatever you want. If you have any pushback on Al Horford making some people rethink the criticism, even though, again, it was just one game. I like measuring sample sizes that go months, if not years. But he had a good game tonight. But what did you think about that, Bloomer?
Yeah, he was like I was kind of saying earlier, he was looking like he was trying to he was looking good. Like, he was looking like how he was supposed to be when we got him. Like how he was not like in his Celtic days, but like it's a contributing key old vet, what's the word I'm looking for? He's contributing in his role in the right sense, right? Like, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing given the minutes given, right? And also, I want to point out, I mean, aside from Horford, I just want to just talk about something else real quick. I'm not agreeing with Steve about this, but I do like that Buddy's not playing, and also Pods is not finishing games. Those are beautiful pluses right there. Like, okay, and you notice how all of a sudden things are turning out better for the most part in the games as of late because of those changes. See, and you're implementing Santos, you're implementing Will Richard, Melton had a night. This is what we're supposed to do. Use the right guys for the right moments, and if you do that consistently, hey, now you can. That 6th seed that you're talking about, Steve, even though I don't agree with him for the most part for other things, but like that 6th seed he's talking about, now it's looking a little bit more realistic as we keep moving forward. If you keep these lineups consistent with size and veteran leadership out there.
There was and just to add to what you're saying, I wholeheartedly agree. We've noticed that Brandon Podziemski has been phased out of the closing lineup of these games lately. And what we saw at the end of tonight's game, which I absolutely loved, besides the veteran core, right? They're gonna start and close every game. The question is, who are those 4th and 5th guys? The 4th guy, to me, if the Kuminga thing's over, and side note, there's some people in the chat saying that Monty Poole, longtime Bay Area reporter, now a columnist and a host with NBC Sports Bay Area, is saying that the Kuminga deal's done. And if someone can follow up on that, maybe jump on the show. I just elaborate, please, because that's news to me. And if he's stating that like it's a fact, I mean, I'm paying attention. You've got my eyes and ears.
Over as in like he's not going to be traded.
No, he is going to get traded but that's just someone in the chat saying that. Who knows? I've had people in the chat drop some crazy shit before. Then I confirm. I check to see if it's true, and no confirmation. That has happened quite a few times. Sometimes I think people are trolling, and then sometimes people are just misinformed, and that's fine, whatever. But January 15th. The date today is January 7th. We got a week. So
Got a
basically,
week.
a week from tomorrow, all signs seem to indicate, but who the hell knows, that Kuminga is going to be on his way out. But and speaking again, if you missed this news, you've been living under a rock. Trae Young traded
I saw that.
right around the time this game started to the Washington Wizards, banished into the depths of NBA hell. But Trae Young wants to run a team. He's got it, man. The Wizards are all yours. And you have some people concerned about the haul or lack thereof. The Wizards gave up Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum, and that's it. But then again, who knows what Trae Young's trade value is. I'm going to imagine Kuminga actually has a lot more trade value than Trae Young. Yeah, but interesting shit. Any thoughts on all that stuff we just talked about?
Yeah, I mean, literally when the game finished, when I was watching it on my couch, it just came on saying, "Oh, breaking news!" I changed the channel because the game was over, but I also check out SportsCenter, and they literally just showed that. It just showed breaking news: Trae Young traded to the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, and I'm like, honestly, I just think it's a weird trade, honestly. I didn't realize he was going to go to the Wizards, if anything, just for, it literally was just like a bag of Ruffles in the side of, some sort of, there's like a little, like some random side, like a fruit snack.
It wasn't even a PS5. They traded him for a PS4. That's how low they thought of him. By the way, Simon 2 in the chat brings up Guy Santos as a connector, and I'm glad you brought that name up because I never finished my thought about the closing lineup tonight. The fourth player was De'Anthony Melton. And I know now why I went off on a tangent there because I was thinking in my head, typically Kuminga would be that fourth dude, but he's likely on his way out. He did look happy at the bench, and we're going to play that Draymond Green soundbite in just a second, which is very interesting in terms of the dynamics of this team and Kuminga's maturity, Brandon Pajemski's where his head is at. In terms of a daily NBA grind. It's an interesting clip. We'll play that in just a second. But the Warriors close this game tonight. If Kuminga's done, which all signs seem to indicate he is, to me, De'Anthony Melton is your fourth best player. I don't even think it's up for debate. De'Anthony Melton is a real basketball player, and I cannot contain my excitement over the fact that he's building strength. He's getting better by the day. Now the shot's starting to fall, and he closed that game tonight. You're absolutely right, Bloomer. That should be something we're all in a celebratory mood over, that Steve Kerr can actually make adjustments that make sense again for the first time in 3.5 years. And then the other guy was Guy Santos, the man who actually does feel like a connector. I love Guy, man. And look, and again, in typical fashion, the box score will not reflect his contributions, except for the net rating. I thought, which represented one of the lineups that the Warriors were succeeding with in the game tonight. But Guy Santos, 18 minutes, 17 seconds. All you're going to see in the box score is one made field goal. He was 1 of 3 from the field, missed his 1 3-point attempt he took, but he grabbed 4 boards in those 18 minutes, 17 seconds. Feel as well, and maybe most importantly, he was actually playing some defense, and he brought size out there. Way back in October, I was saying that worst case scenario, find minutes for Guy by making him your small ball center. And
you called it.
They did that tonight, and I'm gonna say that I'm just happy to see some goddamn common sense out there, man. So that was your 5, and even though Guy didn't actually finish at the very end with about a minute and change to go, Kerr made another substitution, bringing Moses Moody in, but I didn't hate that either. I know Moody's very hit or miss with the shot; it is not consistent. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again tonight. Not the case. Tonight, he was actually a fantastic shooting. I'll talk about that in just a second. Hell, I'll tell you right now, he was 3 of 6 shooting from deep. That's 50%. I'll take that all day, every day. Those are the entirety of his points. But maybe more importantly, or at least as important, or in the same ballpark of importance, is that Moody can give you defense, and that 7'1" wingspan causes havoc. The wingspan isn't just for blocking shots or rebounds or shit like that. It's for steals, and when those arms are out, you're blocking passing lanes. Even if visually you're blocking it, that's still good defense. So that was your closing 5. Brandon Pajemski's out of the closing lineup.
Yes.
These are things to celebrate. You're absolutely right, Bloomer. I'm with you.
And also, I just on a, it's more of like a hopeful news. I'm like about Seth Curry. Like if once he comes back, I really want him to take like if not all of Pods' minutes. You know, because you already got Melton balling out. Now if you get Seth Curry back healthy and ready to go, and if you can replace Pods' minutes with him, okay, now we're
Yes,
making
sir.
some trends. Now we're
Yes,
getting
sir.
something. You know.
Yes, sir. Before you go, let's listen to that Draymond clip because it's funny. It's only about a minute in length, and maybe you folks have already seen it. It's been all over the socials, but
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, it's worth playing again. And Draymond talked again. This is a funny anecdotal story where he talks about an incident that reflects Kuminga's maturity. As Draymond and him typically sit at the end of the bench each night, Podziemski sits next to Kuminga, and here is Draymond Green sharing a funny, interesting story about a recent game.
Brandon Podziemski last game, not the Clipper game. He comes out the game. When he came out the game, I was sitting at the end of the bench as I always sit in the last seat. JK's right there to my left. He sits right to JK left. And he go, man, why you take me out the game? Hey, I just got in the game. And JK goes, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's all good. And he like, dang, just can't believe they just took me out. And JK goes, just adjust to it. You're going to go back in. Like, just adjust to it. Stay ready. Like, you'll be good. And he go, man, just trying to find a rhythm, JK. Hey, I just got out the game. And JK go, yeah, but everybody playing in short bursts. So just adjust to the short bursts and be ready to go when you go back. And BP goes, okay, that's fair. And for me to sit and listen to a 22-year-old sit there and talk another 21, 22-year-old off the ledge, and one guy isn't playing, like not seeing the floor. Yet the other guy his age or a little younger is playing, and he's talking him off a ledge. So when people try to say, oh, man, he moping or hurt, no. That's what I'm watching him do. Whatever happened at the trade deadline, if Jonathan Kuminga's moved, whoever gets Jonathan Kuminga, that's the guy you're getting.
So why move him? That's like why are we moving him? But again, it's who knows. We'll see what happens. I'm just worried about what you're getting back. If you can get back a decent haul, someone brought up on socials today, and I forgot that the Lowry marketing Lowry, and here I am forgetting to call him Larry and forgetting to call Jonathan Kuminga Johnny Kuminga. But the story of the Warriors pursuing Lowry and that trade not happening, I forgot that it was The Athletic who reported that the Warriors had a deal in place where they were offering Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski for Lowry Markkanen, and the Warriors turned it down because of the Podziemski piece. We also don't know how many picks they were asking for. That's which is a very important detail, because if Utah was asking for 5, which would not surprise me knowing Danny Ainge, that's a lot. But I guess I bring that back full circle, because if that deal is still on the table and you can lower those picks to 2 or 3, and maybe if it's 3, have one of those be a swap, do that shit, man. Like this squad with Lowry, I'm all back in 100%. They're a contender. Yes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening. Well, because after you and I finished up talking from the last one, and then I was listening to you and Chosen. You guys were just discussing the Lowry Markkanen trade. You even found one. You even found one that worked, and like it didn't really it didn't involve any like first round picks, right? Like it didn't involve just certain players. I think it was like J.K. Moses, Pods, and I think you put was it Buddy? I forgot already. But
no, Buddy was not included. To make the salaries work.
Yeah,
it might have been. Yeah. Who cares?
But like, see, like,
Buddy is so like out of my mind. It's a relief that he's not playing anymore, dude. I find myself not as agitated in life.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, that's what I was saying. So like, you if there's a way, like you just said right now, if you can just make certain players that's not really relevant to the squad, and obviously like Pods, and then you can get like throw in just another piece, but it's not like crazy, right? And you can get back Lowry Markkanen.
Larry,
Larry.
And in case you folks wonder, why does he keep saying that? The movie Bad Boys, if you've ever seen any of those, the character Mike Lowry, the pronunciation is exactly the same.
Love Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, man. Let's go.
I got to get that clip so I can play it every time.
Yeah,
my bad. That's on me. I'll fix that.
But real quick, Si, I just wanted to say, what was I gonna say? It really was what was it called? From the last stream, when when you and Chosen were also talking, I also realized like he I didn't realize. I thought he was all with Steve, but he actually was going against him in some moments, and I'm like, okay, now we're turning him to a realist.
He had a compromise. What was the compromise? What was it like? If the team could get Lauri Markkanen and they say no because of Podziemski, that's what would make him turn. I think that's what the scenario was.
But he's like but he's like a Steve Kerr apologist. But like he's seeing certain things now that you and I and obviously other folks are like we already know a long time ago. But he's now starting to see it, which is the good thing, because you don't want him to be blindsided by this man just because of things that he thinks is going right and it's not. But hey, we got to win tonight. He's actually using rotations correctly for once and like in a long time, you know, like finally waking up. Hey, you never know. It could be Terry Stotts saying something, you know. I mean, I thought he was doing a great coaching job when Steve Kerr got ejected that last game, but hey, that's just my intuition.
Well, look, and if Kerr starts playing the best players consistently, great. I mean, that's been my gripe for 3.5 years is just stop thinking you know better than everyone else.
Yeah.
With your little strategies, which is so transparent. We could all see what he's trying to do. He's trying to outsmart the rest of the NBA with this bullshit Hobbit crap. No. You're not outsmarting anybody. Your genius is not why they won in 2022. It's the talent on your team. Just play the best players. And if you do, dude, no complaints here. That's all I'm griping about, man. And I think it's a valid gripe. What are Bloomer, before you go, what are your thoughts on Michael Porter Jr.? His name's being linked. There's nothing valid in terms of linking. It's just a name that people love talking about as a trade target. I personally don't think there's a chance in hell that's going to happen. Who the hell knows, though, right? I mean, I could be wrong. Do you like the idea of Michael Porter Jr. as a trade target?
I thought it was interesting when I first heard about it, but then once I did a more, you know how you and I like talk about it before, like I'm getting into the deep dive stuff. Remember we said that last time. Oh, hello.
Sharia back in the house. What's up, stranger?
Hi.
Yeah. Bloomer, finish up your thoughts, please.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was just saying I was interested with him at first, but then once I did a deep dive on him, and it's like back issues, him having some drama with the media, and he's always like being a ball hog and scoring his points because he's the one that only wants to score. Like, I don't know if that will thrive on the Warriors roster, but I just know like even if you were to get him, I feel like the return wouldn't really be worth it, right? Like I feel like you give up too much just for him. So I'm kind of like it's iffy. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not stoked about it. Like I'm more so like kind of like the one that we were the discussing side, like that Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. one. That's a good one. And then also the Lauri Markkanen one.
Larry.
Larry. So I just want to say those two is definitely on my list, and let's keep it rolling with this roster we got.
Hell yeah.
We got right now.
Let's hope we see more of that profile pick, the one that's positive and not dark.
Yeah, and I think after me is Mount Olympus, right? That.
Yeah. Well, yes, Mount Olympia. Mount Olympia. Absolutely. Wait, whatever the title is. Bloomer, thank you very much. Always a pleasure, brother.
And good to see you again, Sharia.
Hi. This sounds great. I'm doing it on my MacBook, and it sounds great. Can you put the link in the chat?
Your sound sucks.
Do it from my phone. It's echoing on my end. It's 2 different sounds.
Just restart your computer. I'm guessing that'll fix it. Do you mind doing that? Go restart and we'll see you in a second, all right? Okay. I'm just happy Shree's back. I know she's been on assignment working somewhere in the TV world. But Derek Simmons, Mr. Olympia, that's what I was trying to think of. You look different. Did you shave your beard or is that what has changed?
Yeah, so I saw this episode of Family Guy where Cleveland, he shaved, and I said, that's the look I want.
Oh, you're going for the Cleveland look.
Going for the Cleveland look.
What's his son's name? The one that's like just pudgy and round and looks like a potato, but he's funny as F. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Shows
then he had a
Family Guy
with like a fro too, like the baby.
Yeah. Family Guy's epic, dude. It's an old timer. Derek, do you before we hear your thoughts, do you mind if we and you're not going anywhere, but in terms of me doing this, but do you mind if we check in on the Warriors and some sound from Chase Center?
Let's do it.
All right. So, and again, this is courtesy of Basket Man, whose YouTube channel is not as cool as Derek's, but he does God's work. And what I mean by that is he uploads post-game clips, pre-game clips as well, just all sorts of clips of press conferences. And as I say that, he hasn't posted shit when it comes to the Warriors. So never mind. The moment something is posted there, also check out a few other resources. We will play some sound for you. But for now, Derek, how are you doing? What was your reaction to tonight's 120-113 victory?
Well, it was getting a little dicey towards the end because Steve went back to small. So Milwaukee was coming back, and I was chilling too because actually it was my wife that first pointed it out because I was on my phone. Because I was like, okay, he did the right thing, smooth sailing, and I kind of stopped watching the game. And then my wife started to go like, oh no. And then she's like, Steve Kerr went small again. And I went up to the screen. I was like, oh no. And then Milwaukee was coming back, and it was close. It was a close one. But I am very happy that Steve Kerr was big the whole entire game. I had to pinch myself because I was like, is this real? Did Steve Kerr get a brain? And did Steve Kerr not only get a brain, he's actually using it? I was very surprised.
Does the piss comment, does that have anything to do with you liking the juice? That was not a juice comment? That was not a joke? Okay. I stand corrected. I'm sorry. I was just kidding myself. Tell Julian Bashir saying use that Derek Simmons promo code. Tell people about your channel, brother. How can people subscribe to Derek Simmons if they want to get your physique, if they want to be healthy like you? How can they follow along on the adventure?
So Instagram, that's my big account. It's relentless_attitude on Instagram. And then on YouTube, it's Relentless Attitude. And on TikTok, it is Bodybuilding and Nerds. On TikTok, you'll get not only bodybuilding content, but you get nerd content. I cover comic books, action figures, things like that. So if you a little bit of a nerd, which I think we all are because we're so into Golden State Warriors. I'm a nerd. That might be your best bet over there.
Proud nerd. But to me, Derek, there are two types of nerds. The nerds that know they're a nerd and have self-awareness, and the nerds that don't know they're a nerd. They lack self-awareness. So they walk around in this world thinking they're actually cool. And they don't realize that they're actually a big fat nerd. Those ones I have some issues with. Like you need to take a long ass look in the mirror and understand who you are. And once you're comfortable with that, then act the part. But until then, I guess just a lack of self-awareness in general is a massive plague in with humanity. I digress, man. How's Vegas doing, man? How's the scene in
Well, that self-awareness was actually beaten to me when I was growing up because I did not always look like this, Cyrus. And this is what led me into bodybuilding. So we didn't grow up in the social media type thing where everybody talk crap online. No, you was getting your ass kicked in real life. And I had to deal with those ass kickings because it was a day when you wore a comic book hero t-shirt. It was not cool. This was way before the MCU.
All right, by the way, Basket Man thankfully is working tonight. You ready to hear from Steph?
Let's do it.
Beautiful. This is a Wardell following tonight's game, a team high. Was it a game high? No, Giannis had the game high in scoring with 34. Steph leads the Warriors second overall among all players on both teams with 31 points tonight to go with 7 boards, 7 assists. Wardell still going strong, man, at 37 going on 38. And here is Curry after tonight's win addressing the media. Let's hear what Steph had to say. And if this is mostly just filled with cliches and stuff that is not interesting, we may cut it short. But let's hear him out at least. Let's hear how this press conference goes, and then we'll get back to you.
How much, if at all, did the matchup earlier this year in Milwaukee play into the way you guys played tonight?
Not much, because Giannis didn't play, but just a sense of urgency on early in the game, getting to their shooters and just trying to make it tough on them. Obviously, Ryan had a Great game last time when Giannis was out and dominated the whole game, but it was more the recipe for how we're supposed to win.
Really quickly here, man. I'm big on birthdays. I've got a soft spot in my heart for the one day of the year where you should be celebrating the fact that you exist. Riz, happy early birthday. And Riz in our chat, Golden Dazer, saying that the official birthday kicks in about an hour. An hour? You mean 2? Or are you over in a mountain time? Anyways, happy early birthday. I'm glad the Warriors won tonight since they don't play tomorrow. And let's continue listening to Steph Curry.
Games compared to the Clipper game, we made more shots, but it was the same kind of vibe. Good defense, low turnovers, trying to keep them off the offensive glass. And you'd hope that would add up to a win.
You made a ton more shots this game than against the Clippers. I think you're like league average 3-pointers, as a team this year. Do you feel like you're better than that?
I mean, you're only as good as the shots that go in. So, I'd like to have the confidence and the belief that we are, but it's, trying to create good shots, consistent good looks for good shooters. You stick with that, you'd hope that would build over the course of a stretch of games. But I'd like to have the belief, but you got to go, knock down shots.
Steph, how welcome was it to see Melton go off for 22 and for what Al gave you guys off the bench?
Yeah, those two guys weren't available much or at all early in the year, and they're both trying to find their legs, their rhythm, but you can see how much of a difference they can make off the bench. And I think those two guys like surrounding Jimmy with those two, and kind of you pick the next two. Like it's a good recipe for shooting high IQ guys, and then defensively they both know what to do on that end.
How much have you kind of mapped out this 8-game homestand, looked at it, in its full capacity, or are you just trying to go one game at a time?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even know who we play next.
Kings on Friday.
I honestly have no clue. We had a rough flight back from LA and that whole situation. So all energy was just trying to get through tonight. But I know we play pretty much every other day. By the opponents, I would have failed that quiz.
How rough was the flight? You guys got in the air too and had to turn around, right?
Yeah. We got home safe, so nobody's really complaining about it, but it was not ideal down there and on the way back.
Steph, that's 2 games in a row now where you guys have had under double-digit turnovers. I was wondering, what has been the biggest difference these last 2 games when it comes to keeping those turnovers low?
I think everybody individually would have to speak to what their focus is. I think for me and, Draymond, especially with the way that we play, it's just being sure about your passes. And, we're going to take some risks. I'm going to throw a behind the back pass. I'm going to throw a full court pass, but it's throughout the meat of the game, it's trying to just play under control and just, as Coach Kerr would say, hit singles, let everything kind of work itself out with, good decision-making, fundamental basketball, mixed with our tendency to have a little chaos.
Steph, it felt like towards the end there, that last shot had a chance to kind of do a celebration we haven't seen in a while, the night. Do you feel like that's a sign that maybe some funds beginning to return to a stretch of the season where you guys are starting to put together a good stretch of basketball?
I mean, the more you win, the more everybody feels good, the more momentum you pick up. The vibes are, immaculate, as they say. Draymond actually hit me with it before I even had a chance to, so I was just shadowing him. But yeah, you want to feel good about yourself, and sometimes you might have to force it a little bit, like get yourself going, make sure you're having fun through some of the ups and downs that we've had this year.
Steph, following up the earlier question on DeAnthony, why is he such a good fit here? Obviously he's a good player, but last year, even in the small sample size, you and Steve and others were pretty emphatic that he made sense on this team. What about his game sort of meshes, do you think, with the way you play?
Before he answers that, I'm always going to push back on misinformation or lies. Hamza Kassem, I never once said Moses Moody should not start. perfectly happy with him starting. All I said about Moody is he can be inconsistent as a shooter, but he brings so many other things to the table that I don't mind the minutes, even when the shot's not falling. So no, I did not say that. Derek, what are your thoughts on this press conference so far? Sharia is back, by the way. And we'll definitely, Sharia, hear your thoughts in great detail once this press conference is over. But Derek, anything that Steph has said so far that resonates with you?
The weird thing is that he doesn't know who we're playing next.
That is weird. I agree. And it goes to show he's a man who lives in the present. He's not someone who dwells. I know he said that Game 7, 2016, that still stings him, and I don't blame him for that. But no, he is all about just the Taoist philosophy of happiness, man. Just being in the moment, because it allows you to not dwell on the past, which usually causes depression. It doesn't make you worry about the future, because that causes anxiety. He's a happy dude. He's just all about now, man. You're absolutely right. Shreya, have you been listening to this press conference? Anything you take away from it?
I haven't heard it because I was trying to get the technology right. I'm old. I get confused.
All right, well, good to have you back. Let's listen to the rest of Stephen Curry's press conference.
He's just versatile. Defensively, he can guard on the ball, point of attack. You know, he plays passing lanes. He's just smart, quick on his feet, and got a crazy, wingspan that he can be a pest out there. And then offensively, he's a solid knockdown shooter, catch and shoot. But he's one of the few that has a pace to him when he puts the ball on the floor that he can create something. I think he got to the lane, had a nice little wide finish, in the paint tonight off a 4 or 5 dribble sequence, and then he bailed us out of a possession in the fourth quarter with just creating some out of nothing. And his confidence is he knows he belongs. He's a prototypical starting 2 guard. And he's played on good teams, so he knows, what that level is like. And I'm happy that he's healthy and able to, do it for us.
Hey, Steph, right here, please. Draymond popped up in the injury report with a sprained ankle. He was questionable, but it looked like he really wanted this Giannis matchup. And he said afterward, he doesn't know how many more of these matchups he has. He wants to relish that. How do you see Draymond thinking about the time he has left, and if that's something you identify with too?
Yeah, it's little things like that get you motivated. I know me, him, and Jimmy have had conversations just about how much fun we still have, playing at this level, chasing something meaningful. And whether it's an individual matchup or a big game, or trying to pull yourself out of a period of averageness that we're in right now, that's what keeps us going. So, Draymond's tough. He's a dog. For him in a regular season type of situation with a guy like Giannis on the other side to show up the way he did is unbelievable. It's kind of, the heart of a champion, for lack.
Real quick here. One Poison Clan making me laugh with the tattoo reference. The plane, boss, the plane. And more specifically, because of how small the Warriors players typically are, there was no tattoo game tonight from Fantasy Island. But secondly, we haven't touched on this yet, and my bad. I was reminded of this when Steph brought up the fact that Draymond Green was questionable on the injury report with a sprained ankle. GP2 did not play at all. And a huge reason why Guy Santos got the minutes he got tonight is because GP2 did not play. And look, this is a tough one where every time I have to always be careful criticizing GP2 because he's so popular, and I get it. He's a very likable dude. He was part of the 2022 title team. It's not like he plays bad basketball, but he's 6'2", and he's very limited offensively on top of that. And it's been a massive gripe of mine that GP2 last year was getting minutes over Kuminga. This year he's getting minutes over Kuminga and Guy Santos. And tonight he doesn't play, and you see what happens. I don't know why Mike Dunleavy Jr. re-signed him. I don't get it, considering he knew full well that this was a crutch player for Steve Kerr. GP2's out tonight. Warriors are bigger. Warriors take care of business. It ain't that complicated. Sharia, I'll start with you. Any thoughts on that? And Steph talking about the nostalgia of Draymond Green in one of his final years.
Mm-hmm. I think GP2 is kind of like a topping. He's just an extra topping, and his contract isn't big. And Steph likes him. And then, I mean, he's not the best, but he's not the worst. And there's a lot of games where you put him in and he gets it done. You know, not every game. He doesn't always finish around the rim, but he does get rebounds. He is a energy player, you know, so he's not the worst. You know, he's just a topping to all of this.
Yeah, if he's at the end of the bench, good things are happening. When he's getting serious minutes, and again, it's not like I agree that he's not necessarily hurting the team,
Right.
but he's not bringing a lot to the table either. And if you watch the defensive side of the ball, there are so many possessions where opposing players back that dude down and just shoot right over him, because that's what you do when you have a Smurf defending you. It doesn't matter if he's got quick hands or hops. He's still a Smurf. It's still Tattoo for Fantasy Island defending you. All you got to do is just drop the ball right over him. And that's a problem. That is a problem. Like, I don't mind when GP2 is your two guard. When Kerr's playing him as your power forward, which is often what we see with this guy, it hurts the team way more than it helps it. And it's unfortunate. Derek, do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, so GP2 is not necessarily the problem. It's how Steve Kerr uses him.
Yes.
And that's why I'm not too happy about this game, because it's just like what you said. He only went bigger because GP2 wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And I told you on the last live side that I thought that we was going to lose this game because I thought it was going to be the same old formula. I'm still sleeping with one eye open. I still don't trust Steve Kerr. So, guys, don't look at this game and be like, okay, Steve Kerr finally gets it, and now we're going to go 8-0 in this homestand. No. If GP2 comes back next game, best believe we're going to be playing 4 point guards on the court at the exact same time, because it's just something that he believes that it works, but it doesn't. GP2 is great in small spurts. He will do good plays here and there, but overall, we're going to lose those minutes because we just don't have the size.
Like those lineups, like we saw it in the Clippers game where it's Steph, Pajemski, GP2, Melton. Like, what are you doing out there? Like, I love DeAnthony Melton. Don't have him out there with 3 other guys his size. Like, don't do that. Like, this is the sport of basketball. What are we doing here? And Steve Kerr, again, this is where, like, I use the word obtuse routinely because he's either too stubborn and or too dense to realize the importance of size, man. What is with the Bay Area and this infatuation with cute little small guys? Like I bring the whole Bay Area sports scene up because Brock Purdy's another one of these guys. Like the Bay Area loves him. And it's like, great, he's a likable dude, but he's like tiny, man. He's a little guy out there who's injury prone, who can't even look over his offensive line half the time. And in basketball especially, size is so important. And I just think back always to last year when the Warriors were about to go on this incredible run. I'm sitting here guaranteeing a championship because they won 3 straight games against the Lakers, against the Nuggets, and against the Grizzlies back when they still were good. And GP2 was out because of injury in that stretch. Kuminga's getting a good run. The team's relying on size and athleticism. And this was when Kuminga and Butler were playing together. I thought they were set and primed for a title run. That would have been Steph's number 5. GP2 comes back. Kuminga gets banished to the bench. And again, I make an attempt to push aside likability because that shit outside of chemistry doesn't matter in the game of basketball. I'd rather have 5 Bulldogs out there who are unlikable, but who are just mean as F, scoring points, playing savage defense, crashing the glass, than cutesy 5 guys that I like. I mean, this is professional sports. I don't know what's going on here, man.
So I have a conspiracy on the Nuggets game from earlier this year.
Please.
So remember when the coaching staff suggested that we went bigger and we end up beating the Nuggets, and we haven't beat the Nuggets in like 5 seasons in the regular season.
Correct.
And then the next night, what did Steve Kerr did? He did a 5-point guard lineup. 5 point guards. So what that told me was that the coaching staff proved Steve Kerr wrong. Then Steve Kerr went on a tyrant for the rest of the season and said, I'm going to prove you mother lovers wrong. This small ball works. And trust me, I'm going to make it work. That's what he said.
And again, all these people in the chat that are saying like GP2 does the little things or GP2 plays great with Steph. they're also a 500 team when he plays minutes consistently. That's what you're cheering for. Like is the goal winning here? Or is the goal just to make Steph happy? It's like I don't get it. Anyway, Sheree, what are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like you're always the voice of sanity when you're on the show.
Well, the thing is, Post has got to get better at his aggression under the rim. Like, he's got to get better.
Quinn Post?
Yes, as far as
Right.
okay, he shoots the three, we know, but I need more rebounds. Al Horford had so many rebounds tonight, and he's old. There's no reason why Quentin Post is not more aggressive. He's got to get aggressive. I mean, the reason why we see Gary Payton is because Quentin Post won't get aggressive. That's what I think. More aggressive, No,
I'm totally with you. And every time I hear sentiments like that, Sharia, I always think back to I got to get Frank Red back on the show. Frank, if you're watching or listening to this, the only reason you are not on the show more often is just because my stoner ass forgets to call and message you. I will reach out very soon. Frank Red, a former D1 player, his analysis of Quinn Post from a year or two ago, and I know I've repeated this a million times, I don't care, is that Quinn Post has too narrow of shoulders. That was his scouting report. And every time I watch him play now, I see it. He has narrower shoulders than almost every other big he's battling against. And it makes me wonder if you could be the toughest mother effer on the planet, but if you're just not physically built for it, you're like Rudy, like Armando loves bringing Rudy up. And I love that because look, you could be the most likable, cute dude ever, but this is athletics, man. Like this is not the place where you're there is no forgiveness in this game where being nice will automatically get you points. It doesn't work like that. And Bay Area, nice handle, saying Kuminga wishes he was 1/10 of the player Brock Purdy is. I don't know why Kuminga got brought into that, but and not to mention, I will agree to disagree on that sentiment, even though I appreciate the $5 drop. I just do not agree that Kuminga. I don't agree with the negatives that people like to bring up. If you're going to say that, I will push back by saying this. When he gets 30 minutes a game, he's putting up 21 points, over 6 rebounds, shooting over 41% from deep, and the team's winning games when he gets 30 minutes or more. Steve Kerr won't play him. And that's the basis of the negativity for Jonathan Kuminga. But I appreciate the $5 donation. That was awesome. Any thoughts before we finish up with Steph from
Kuminga gone, man. He gone.
It's official, or you're just saying that?
And Draymond Green revealed it on his show today.
Well, he said if. He said if.
But it was the way. Think about it. Okay, guys. So I'm Draymond. Okay, guys. Let's talk. The trade deadline is approaching. We got 9 days. Kuminga. All you got. Why would he go right into Kuminga after he just missing the trade deadline?
You might be right. I don't know.
It could be.
It was a connection. It was like it was already made. And that's my conspiracy. I really truly do believe it's already been done.
Can I throw another conspiracy out of both of you?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a conspiracy I'm actually believing more and more as being realistic. I think Draymond Green is Joe Lacob's guy. And I think Steve Kerr keeps his job as long as he can manage Draymond Green. Your thoughts?
Possibly. I never thought of that.
Derek, any thoughts on that?
Steve Kerr keeps his job if he keeps Draymond Green in line.
In other words, like let's say that fiasco that happened last week, where Draymond and Kerr get into a back and forth, and Draymond just gets up and leaves. Let's say that does not go the way it did, and it's much worse. Let's say Draymond just let's just say it becomes a messy situation, and Kerr and Draymond cannot resolve it. My conspiracy theory is that if it got to that point, Kerr's gone. And that's what's keeping Kerr there, is because Lacob loves Draymond to the point where as long as Kerr can manage him, Kerr stays. And that's why Kerr has been shielded as much as he has.
It's the management of Draymond controlling his rage. And so you're thinking that Joe Lacob thinks that if he has another coach, then Draymond Green is like just King Kong now, like unleashed. And there's no controlling him.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Anyways, so that's my
Steve Kerr's the
conspiracy
only one with the whip.
theory. Let's finish up with Stephen Curry here from his press conference tonight.
Have a better term.
Steph, Steve was saying before the game that his mom was really upset with him for the explosion the other night. I'm curious, in your career, has your mom ever been really mad at something you have said or done on the floor?
100%. And then after the game, that's a hard phone call to pick up. You kind of want to just, ignore it, but because you know what's coming for sure. So that's what moms do, keep you honest.
When was she most upset in your pro career?
Probably the Houston series in the playoffs. I did the "This is my house" right into the camera too. It was no plausible deniability there at all.
Hey, Steph, to your right. So this was the first of an 8-game homestand, like we mentioned. How big was it to bounce back from, a tough game Monday, get this one? And how big an opportunity is this 8-game homestand? You guys have played well here just to kind of get some momentum going.
That, by the way, is the voice of Tim Roy, who does sometimes attend press conferences, but I've never listened to him in a post-game press conference. That's a little surprising to me. Anyways, Tim Roy's a legend. Elevation sensation. Go.
Not trying to put it lightly. I mean, it's huge. Considering how the first 20 or so games were, they were crazy road heavy. We were all over the place. The density of games and the amount of travel and all that. Now you're able to kind of make up for that with this homestand. The temptation is to relax or just show up, and just because you're at home feeling like you're going to get a win. But thankfully, we should be mature enough to know that we're in this position because we haven't shown a level of consistency, and our record reflects that. So we can do something about it with this stretch of games and just take it one game at a time and do what we need to do.
Steph, to follow up, Nick, I mean, Steve said his 91-year-old mother actually thought he was going to hit the ref. Do you think it's good that she's still on him? And did you think that was one of the more fired up times you've seen him?
Oh, no, I've seen worse for sure. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but I know it's been worse. But that's a good mother-son relationship. That she's watching every game and locked in and cares as much as he does to call him out on it too. But we needed that fire, so Mrs. Kerr, we forgive him for sure.
Is that it? Usually it oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so that was Wardell. Derek, any final thoughts?
No, that was my biggest thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Cy, was the whole Draymond Green show, because just the way that connected, I was like,
yeah,
Kuminga gone. But hopefully we get somebody back, a wing. I think we got enough bigs, but we'll see.
We'll see, brother. Derek, always a pleasure. One more time, relentless attitude, right?
Relentless attitude, relentless_attitude on Instagram, relentless attitude on YouTube, and then bodybuilding and nerds on TikTok.
Beautiful. Always a pleasure, Derek. Good to hear from you, man.
Thank you.
And Sharia, floor is now yours. We have no one else waiting. So, your reaction? How are you doing, by the way? Let's start with that. We haven't seen you in a little while. I know you're busy with work.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay. I don't have any complaints.
Good. I love hearing that. And what was your reaction to tonight's game and the Warriors in general? Because we haven't heard from you in a moment.
We gotta stop pissing off leads. We gotta stop it. Like, yes, I enjoyed the game. They played well, but they also looked tired at the end. Like in the fourth quarter, our older guys looked kind of tired. So we got to. I'm not completely sold.
Oh no!
When I say I'm not completely sold, it's just like
you shouldn't.
We won against the Bucks. Giannis was playing, but like they still look fatigued to me, right? Quentin Post, I'm going to go back to him. He's got to get stronger. The bigs that are on in the Western Conference, they're going to eat him up.
Yeah.
They're going to eat him up.
And just adding to that, this Bucks team is not very good. I know they've won 4 of the last 5 coming into this game, but that does not mean jack shit for an Eastern Conference team playing Eastern Conference teams. You're going to get a lot of stretches with easy victories. I don't know who they've been beating leading up to tonight. I should look that up, by the way. I might as well. Let's see who the Bucks have been playing before tonight's game against the Golden State Warriors. Milwaukee here we go. They beat Chicago. They beat Charlotte. They lost to the Wizards. Jeez, I didn't know that. They lost to the Wizards. Then they beat Charlotte again by 1 point. Then they beat Sacramento. So that's who they'd won 4 of 5 against coming into tonight's game. So we cannot pretend Milwaukee's a real team. And then the Warriors, they won to improve the record to 20-18. You're 2 games above 500. No, this is not look, it's a feel-good win in the sense that the best players for the most part played, right?
Right.
They did win, and it was a comfortable win. We actually did not go into the clutch for a change. That's assuring, right? But I'm also at the same time with you. It's one game. It's one game against a mediocre opponent at home, like you said. And this is a massive problem the Warriors have had. They get exhausted by the fourth quarter. This is what happens to aging teams. This is why a team with old players are a liability, because they fade at times. They look old in fourth quarters of games. And you're absolutely right, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. I definitely noticed it. The rotation switch up, not playing pods as much. I personally think that the player podcasts are just dragging Steve Kerr. I'm talking about left and right, dragging him. He has no choice but to make a change. I mean, everyone's talking about it. Everybody. And when Boogie Cousins put his foot in his, that was it. That was it.
You know, Sheree, if you don't mind, speaking of which, I did not get a chance to play that clip. And so let's play it now. And what you're referring to more specifically, we just didn't have time for it the other night. Boogie Cousins and former NBA player Chandler Parsons, but Boogie is particular in this instance, largely because he once played for Steve Kerr. And they did not hold back. And they're both panelists on the FanDuel TV network, which we're proudly a part of. Not the TV network, but the company as a whole. And here is Boogie Cousins and Chandler Parsons discussing the Warriors situation, which, again, the timing of this is weird because they won tonight. But even though they're going to likely win Friday against the Kings, they might win Sunday against the Hawks. You're supposed to win these games, right? But it's ultimately 2 lingering concerns that are not going to go away, even with nights like these. One is beating better teams than you, or at least beating teams who are top 6 in the West, one of the top teams in the East. The Warriors are losing those games 9 times out of 10, and they got to climb the standings. The Warriors right now are still trailing the Suns by, I believe, 2 or 3 games. They're trailing the T-Wolves by I believe, 4 games. Next Tuesday, the Warriors play the Blazers at home, who are 3-0 against the Warriors this year. Then you got the Knicks coming in town. So they've got some tests coming up. And so it's not like things are just magically resolved. I mean, Kuminga's not even traded yet. Anyways, here is a Boogie and Chandler Parsons with Michelle Beadle. I don't think she chimed in that much, but discussing Steve Kerr and more specifically the comments about the fact that this team cannot compete for a title.
I don't like it one bit. I just think about it in the aspect, if this was a player saying this, how it would be viewed. You know what I mean? This doesn't instill confidence in your locker room. This actually, to me, actually shows who's the real problem in this situation. You know, you're speaking down on your team. You're not really instilling confidence in this group. It's been problem after problem as far as development over the years. So it's obvious why you're kind of in this position that you're in now with this group. But, you know, this type of message, this type of energy, you know, this type of lack of confidence in your group, it's only going to spread within the rest of the guys. So, you know, him being the leader of this team, the coach of this team, I don't believe a coach should speak in this way. Like I said, if the roles were reversed and this was a player speaking in this way, his name would be tarnished. So I think the same thing applies to this coach. I disagree with everything he says.
Yeah, I think especially being such a vet team that's been there before, like it's not like a young team he's trying to motivate, right?
Correct.
So I don't love the message. And it's listen, realistically, this is not a championship team. It's a bunch of guys that are out of their prime that can still compete and are good enough to win games. And you still have Steph Curry and you still have Jimmy Butler, you still have Draymond Green, you still have all those assets that are good enough to win games. And when you look across the league, though, the league doesn't wait. The league has caught up. The league moves on fast, and now there are so many other teams that are better than the Warriors. So I understand that aspect of him being honest and real, and hopefully finding some way to bring something more out of these guys, whatever they do have left. But I'm with Boogie. Can you imagine a player saying this? Would get either a player saying what JJ Redick said in LA, that I don't know what else to do. Imagine if like Luke was like, I don't know what else to do. I'm playing my, like, it's a weird message from the head coach to say something.
Should he
that
lie?
In the middle? I mean, listen, again, if this is a motivation,
They lie any other
thing,
time.
like,
That's a great point.
it's just if the roles were reversed. And can you imagine like if Kuminga said this or something?
Well, Kuminga,
Like,
that's a whole separate.
but yeah, I don't agree with this method and this way of trying to pump up and I guess get the best out of your team. But to me, this is basically saying we are not good enough to play, so what, we just not
It's
play the
100%
games?
what he said.
Should we just not compete? Like, so I don't love it, but I see what he's saying, because at the end of the day, they aren't a championship team. They're not even close.
Like, listen, you know what? I'm on the opposite side of for
that this team just isn't good enough.
He's saying the quiet part out loud.
Anybody can
Like,
see that. It's not
that's-
like it's the craziest hot take that
No.
they're not a championship contending team. It's just weird coming from your head coach when you're in the trenches, you're on the floor, you're in the locker room every day with this guy, and you're a team. That's almost just something you keep in house to me.
Right. I agree. And also for me, when it comes to this group, the reason I put this blame on Steve Kerr, because this is his system that he's put in place. The league has now modified. The league has now changed. The league is now going big. And, you know, it's even to the point where we are starting to see two bigs on the floor again. But for some reason, Steve is still stuck in that old way of playing small ball. So that's why I also blame this current situation on Steve. This is the team that he's wanted. This is the teams that he's continued to construct. So when you sit here and say we're not in the position to really compete, that's part of your doing. You know what I mean? So on top of that, we talk about delusion. That's what every athlete operates on, is delusion, aka confidence. We're so confident that it can come off as being delusional. So that's not a bad thing. That's how, you know, athletes reach that level of greatness. You have to have some form of delusion. So with all that being said, I can't look past Steve in this situation. And this is no knock to what he's, you know, done throughout his career. Yes, he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's a 4-time, you know, championship coach, all of those things. But this is also a league of what have you done for me lately? And as of lately, he's the problem in the Warriors locker room right now.
Oof. And someone in the chat said that Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Side note, Barnes, I got to resume that pursuit as a future guest on this show. LJ Cryer, I still have not given up that pursuit. I'm going to mention what Bob Myers said to me in just a second. Yeah, we actually communicated briefly earlier today. Phenomenal. I have nothing but love and admiration for Bob Myers, a man who I consider to be the architect of the dynasty. I know Jerry West gets a lot of love, but again, don't forget, someone had to hire Jerry West. And someone had to run this ship after Jerry took more money to go to the Clippers. And the Clippers, look how that turned out with Jerry West. So Bob Myers, to me, that whereas a lot of people love to, you know, treat Steve Kerr like the golden god of this dynasty, to me, Bob Myers is that guy. He's the one who put this whole thing together. But with all that said, Sharia, strong words from former NBA players. Lou Williams, by the way, I don't know what happened there, that it got skipped over, but Lou Williams did not necessarily take a defense of Kerr. His messaging, because I watched this whole thing, his messaging was more along the lines of, well, you know, it's Steph's last year, and it's, you know, and I don't mind Kerr being honest, but then the moment they pushed back on him, he was like, well, I can see both sides. I remember that vividly. Sharia, what are your thoughts on the words expressed here by Boogie Cousins and Chandler Parsons?
I think that it's made a difference, because he's the one that's played with, like, he's played for the Warriors. He knows him. That holds weight. that holds weight. Like, there's a lot of us that have an opinion on this man and we don't know him, but this person knows him.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to say it, it holds weight. It holds weight. So that's my whole thing. I feel like, Steve Kerr's a normal person. He hears things, he watches things. People watch programs like yours and many other programs, and you don't even know it. And, things, when it's out there, it makes a difference. He's gotten a lot of pushback from the public now.
Yeah. It's and one more clip real quick. This one's super short, but this was mostly Chandler Parsons just being flummoxed over this whole situation in general. I thought this resonated more than that first clip, but that's just me. Here is Chandler Parsons in that same segment, just a different part of it. They spent about this crew spent about 10-15 minutes talking about the Warrior situation, and here was Chandler Parsons being much more specific about the Kuminga part of this.
Ask you guys a question. Like, if they're not winning with what's playing now, how does this Kuminga situation get better? Like, clearly it's not working without him.
It gets even weirder,
at this
by the way.
point. How do you not throw him in the lineup and give him a
Well,
chance?
they were going to throw him in the lineup, and then that day he was like, "Nope, not playing."
But
It's a mess.
Again, his value is at least get his value up. Let him play. Let the kid win. You're not winning without him. What's the worst that can happen? Like, I just don't understand.
That's why it's such a strange situation.
I don't get that whole situation.
It's like self-sabotage.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I don't get it.
And I get his game and his fit and everything, but like he deserves to be on the floor.
That's why I'm saying Steve is the problem in this scenario for all of those things that we're saying. Like, nothing he's doing right now is making sense.
But do you?
And exactly nothing is making sense. Chosen people saying that Bob Myers clashed ideas with Lacob. Wrong. What Myers clashed with was Kerr. Myers basically saw players he was drafting, players he was signing, just sitting there. And Bob Myers values relationships so much. And he saw the writing on the wall in terms of how this was going to go with Steve Kerr, and was like, what's the point of me staying here if all we're going to do is just do what Kerr wants? I also think very strongly, Sharia, this is Steve Kerr's final year. Your thoughts on that clip and everything as a whole?
I do think it's his final year. It's obvious. I mean, the interview on his Homeboy show lets you know that is his final year. And I'm glad, because I'm done with him. Get him out of here.
I cannot wait for the next iteration. Like, I cannot wait for this show to be giving you like real analysis again and not talking about drama and like front office machinations and Steve Kerr's like bewildering personnel decisions. I can't wait for that. This whole thing's frustrating. And again, the trade deadline comes up in a week. Let me rephrase that. Jonathan Kuminga becomes eligible for a trade in a week. There's a lot of chatter out there. A reputable reporter said today that the Warriors have not waved the white flag on getting Anthony Davis, which goes back to the whole idea where you would not. And again, this is my theory, Sharia. I don't know if this makes sense to you. And when Conor Letourneau was here the other night, we were completely on the same page in terms of the logic of trading Jimmy straight up for Anthony Davis, because in some ways, I know you don't like it initially, but hear me out real quick in terms of why I think maybe it might make a little sense. If you make the trade, and if the whole reasoning behind Kerr, DNP, and Kuminga and this relationship souring to where it is because of positions and skill sets. In a lot of ways, like a Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis trade is really a lot more like Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis and Kuminga, because apparently like Steve Kerr, and again, this is how he sees the game, Kuminga and Butler play the exact same position. And that's why Kuminga gets the DNPs. For all the people out there who think Kuminga is getting DNP'd because he's going to be traded, why was he DNP'd then at the end of last season? Why was he DNP'd then for the first half of the playoffs before Jimmy got hurt? Kerr just sees him as a piece on a game board, and for whatever reason, he sees Butler and Kuminga as the identical piece, and you can't have two of those on your board, even though there's no rule that says so, except in Steve Kerr's mind. If Anthony Davis is signed, and I'm not advocating for this. This is not like, I'm not sitting here saying they should do this. This is going to change everything. Right. I'm just trying to see the logic of it. Like, at least if you're signed for Anthony Davis, your size problem is solved. You're getting someone who as a big does stretch the floor enough where opposing defenses will respect it, right? It's not like Trace Jackson Davis sitting out of the 3-point line, or Draymond Green, or GP2. If Anthony Davis is sitting out in the 3-point line, you will have a defender come out, and that creates spacing in and of itself. Side note, Trace Jackson Davis, DNP tonight, along with Pat Spencer, Buddy Hield, and Jonathan Kuminga. So by trading Jimmy Butler, now you're creating space for Kuminga to play, and you're bringing in an elite center. That's why I think that's why I think this was reported today by The Athletic that the Warriors are still interested, because I think that maybe that's what Joe's seeing as well. Is that all right? We get a big, and side note, Joe Lacob has wanted Anthony Davis for years, but maybe, and I hope conversations have been had with Kerr, because we all know by now that communication is a massive problem with this head coach. He just doesn't do it as frequently as you should, and it's where a lot of the problems are stemming from. But you make this trade, Butler for Anthony Davis straight up. Now you have room for Kuminga. So now you can play Davis and Kuminga. I also could be completely crazy on this. Your thoughts?
No. I can't. I have high heels that are stronger than Anthony Davis. We can't do that. We just cannot do that. I like your breakdown though, but it's a no. It's a no for me. Absolutely not.
I get it. And again, I am not an Anthony Davis fan. I got a lot of shit a few years ago when I posted a meme. This was before AI. You could just tell AI to make you images. This was someone made a meme of Anthony Davis dressed up like Mr. Glass. Like he's in the wheelchair. He's got the white hair, but his face replaced the original Mr. Glass. And I posted that, and people were like really pissed at me. They're like, how dare you? Anthony Davis is and it was mostly Laker fans, right? Because this was soon after the bubble. And so they were like all still had their chests out, and they're all cocky and stuff about their Lakers. And I'm sure, and they still are, even though it's this wholly different team now. But he is Mr. Glass. I'm not pretending that he's a durable guy. And maybe, but again, it was a credible report. It depends on who's saying it, right? So I don't know. Do you want to hear from Steve Kerr?
Yep.
I respect that it took you a second to answer that. I really do.
Yep.
Have you been watching games, by the way, or has work been taking you away?
No, I've been watching games. I have the League Pass app on my phone, and I have another app on my phone. So I've been watching games.
Someone in the chat says I have a personal problem with Kerr. No, I don't. He's a head coach of a professional team. In what world is a commentator criticizing a coach, the highest paid coach in the NBA? What am I saying that's personal?
The
only thing that I think you can kind of make personal is like the whole Nicholas Kerr thing, but Saturday Night Live is clowning him for that. Anyway, so let's listen to Steve Kerr. It's not personal. Is what I'm trying to say. Look, Steve Kerr even recognizes that what I'm saying and doing on this program is just another Tuesday in nearly every other media market in the country. We here in the Bay Area, soft, Charmin. Okay, like it's just, it's a little different here. I'm not like that. I like to just get right to the point, be direct, and call out a head coach if he's making dumb decisions. It ain't personal. Kerr even knows that. And speaking of Kerr, here is Steve Kerr. This was following tonight's game. I am curious, Sharia, is this going to be pure cliche? I know he's going to be smiling like they just won a title, but what do you expect from this clip before we hear it, Sharia?
PR. Straight PR. So publicist. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah.
Steve, how much did Al's presence mean to you? I mean, he did a little bit of everything, and just how important was that in this game?
Great. Al was great. It's we're starting to get to the point where we've been able to bump his minutes up, and he looks healthy, feeling good. So to play him 19 minutes tonight gave us a really good rotation, and he was terrific. I mean, he did everything: rebounded, passed, blocked a couple shots. Fun to watch Al play.
Steve, what did you think of the way your bench, specifically Al and Melton, did tonight?
Yeah, I thought they were both great. The bench came in, did a really good job. Coach Stackhouse made a couple good adjustments defensively in that first half, which helped us,
change the game a little bit, and those guys defensively were really good. So yeah, it was a good, solid game. We we handled the ball well and competed and got it done.
Steph, he was kind of praising Melton earlier and called him kind of your prototypical starting two guard. He's up to 25 minutes tonight. I'm not necessarily expecting lineup announcements, but do you think he's to the point he can start to play like starting type minutes?
He's been out basically for the most part of 2 years, so we're going to keep doing what we're doing, bring him off the bench, keep his minutes climbing. As soon as Rick tells me he can play 30 minutes, then there's going to be nights where he plays 30 minutes. He's a hell of a player, and so obviously I like our starting lineup right now. We're in a good groove. We're playing pretty well overall. We're solid, and Melt gives us a great option off the bench. And as you've seen, he's closed most of the games here the last couple of weeks.
Steve, what led to tonight being such a better shooting night with the efficiency?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes the ball goes in, sometimes it doesn't. It's a cliche, but it's true. It's just, yeah, we got good shots the other night. We got good shots tonight. Tonight they went in.
Steve, you said.
Real quickly here, speaking of shooting, I also want to add to it doesn't hurt when you're not at a severe height disadvantage with shooting. That does matter. 3-point shooting tonight. The Warriors were 18 of 47. Jimmy Butler was was like voluntarily taking threes tonight, Sharia. He wasn't just like taking desperation, shot clock expiring threes, which is what we're accustomed to. They never have arc to them, which is hilarious. But he was taking like the Bucks were basically daring him to shoot threes. Now he only went 1 for 5. That's only 20%, but still, that was weird. That was a new one. I have not seen that in a basketball game this season until tonight. Maybe it's happened before, but it was the first time I took notice of that. Well, any thoughts on Jimmy Butler hoisting 5 3-point attempts and not rushed in the process?
Jimmy Butler, I noticed like Jimmy is something with Giannis. It's Giannis. I feel like when he plays against him, he switches to another gear and he brings the whole bag out. He did it with Kawhi.
Absolutely.
Certain players, he does that.
Chris Florida in her chat is asking about SNL. Yeah, just Google it. Saturday Night Live. It was during the weekend update skit. This was sometime within the last year this happened, and they do a little fun bit where they write each other's monologue for a part of it, and they write really crude shit, man. Like they get in trouble with their wives, and it's hilarious. It's pure comedy. And yeah, one of the jokes that was written during one of these segments was referring to the fact that Steve Kerr named his son Nicholas, and if you shorten that, and he made Colin Jost, I think, say that during the bit, which added to the hilarity. So yeah, just Google it. It's available. Let's listen to Steve Kerr.
That Stack helped you make some adjustments. What were some of those adjustments?
I'm not going to tell.
Can't give us at least a little clue?
We don't give those secrets away. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, he's all happy like they just won the title. Okay. I forgot to tell reveal all the shooting numbers. So Jimmy Butler, 1 of 5. Draymond Green, 3 of 8 from 3. Quentin Post, 1 of 3 from 3. Moody was, again, 50%, 3 of 6. Snapped out of a long-ass 3-point shooting slump by hitting 50% of his threes tonight. 6 3-point attempts. Steph, 3 of 9. Brandon Podziemski, 0 for 2. Podziemski, by the way, played 22 minutes, 21 seconds. Was 1 of 5 from the field. The one made field goal. A Hail Mary prayer shot. For whatever reason, like when he's forced to put up a shot, it's more likely to go in. I don't know the why of that, but that's how Podziemski rolls. I don't know if you've noticed that as well, Sharia, with Podziemski's shooting. But Podziemski did finish with just 2 points, did grab 6 boards. I've always said, get 5 assists and you're good in my book. Even with the 2-point night, got 4 assists, so you're not good in my book. Guy Santos, 0 of 1 from deep. DeAnthony Melton, we've talked about this before, player of the game, 5 of 9 from deep tonight. Al Horford, 2 of 4 from deep tonight. So the team collectively 18 of 47, 38.3% shooting from deep. Sharia, did you notice anything in this game that led to the Warriors shooting better?
No, I just think it's all the talk. It's all the talk, you know. It's all the talk because I was just about to say get Moody out of the starting lineup, and then tonight he delivered. It's the talk.
Here's the rest of Kerr.
Hey, Steve, to your right. We talked a little bit before the game about this 8-game homestand and the opportunity it presents. How big is it to get this first one, especially? I know you guys were frustrated after the Clippers game. How big is it to just kind of start this thing with a win?
Yeah, very important. 8 straight at home. You know, the schedule is finally turning for us in our direction. And so we want to take advantage of it and have a great homestand and make a push and, you know, get some separation from that 500 mark that we've been hovering around all year.
What are you seeing with regards to the ball security the last couple of games, turnovers?
Just great decision making. You know, Draymond, I think the last 2 games, I want to say 19 assists and like 2 turnovers. He's just making solid decisions and not trying to do anything too much. We have good spacing. Steph, same thing. You know, he had 1 turnover tonight. So when those 2 guys in particular are, you know, just making simple decisions, they're still able to create plenty of offense for us, you know, without taking risks that turn into threes and dunks at the other end. So it's up to those 2 guys. You know, Jimmy always takes care of the ball, and it's really up to Steph and Dre to continue this pattern of allowing us to win games just through our execution and our defense.
A quick pause here so I can ask Sharia this question. Who is on your wish list for a Warriors trade, if anyone?
Michael Porter.
Really? Okay.
I'll take Michael Porter.
And I add a special extra credence to that because you live so close to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's the real deal. You think what he's doing in Brooklyn will translate to the Warriors?
If Steve Kerr uses him correctly.
And then,
it always boils down to that.
That's fair. So you'd be cool with Kuminga being traded essentially for, it'd be probably Kuminga and Moody for Michael Porter Jr. Yay to that trade? Or who did you think they would trade for Michael Porter Jr.?
It would be those 2. Because I mean, it would definitely be those 2. I can't see anybody else. They could throw Buddy in if they want to, but they're not, of course, because the contract. But
well, no, the contract, Sharia. The contract. We learned that, and again, I forgot who the person was that made us aware of this very important fact. But Buddy Hield has a $3 million buyout after this season. So even though it's gonna be $3 million against the cap, and you got to pay him that $3 million, which is a lot of money to everyone not an NBA owner. In a lot of ways, his contract becomes favorable when you factor that in. So now that you know that, any change in opinion?
I'm not for the trade anyway. You know, I want Kuminga to stay, so it's really hard for me to even come to grips with it. But yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just don't want the trade to happen. I keep thinking, well, I'm thinking it's not going to happen. I don't know. I'm stumped on this one.
It's a hard one. Look at this is talk about, boy, that escalated quickly. Split head saying, throw Buddy in a lake with cement shoes. Split, what did Buddy Hield do to you, bro? Dude, that's harsh. That is mean. Oh, kind of funny though, but very mean. Here is the rest of Steve Kerr.
On it being a make or miss league from 3, you guys take more threes than anyone in the league. I think you're 15th in percentage overall. How would you evaluate like the shot profile, the shot quality that you guys have gotten this year? And do you think like that percentage, you know, could have some positive regression?
I do think, I think positive regression is an oxymoron, is it not?
Yes.
I believe it's called progression, maybe. I don't know. I do think that our shooting will improve because we have good shooters. Like Melt's a perfect example. Tonight he goes 5 for 9. He's finally getting into the groove after coming off the injury. Al, same thing. So I believe we're a much better shooting team than we've shown this year so far. And if we can stay healthy and keep this rhythm going, then I think those numbers will go up. But I like the shots we're getting. I think what we're doing makes sense. You know, we're playing through Jimmy and Steph, which we're always going to do. and those two guys create a lot of shots for people. And I have a lot of faith that we'll continue to get better.
I guess to follow on that, Moses with 3 threes tonight. Just what have you seen from him in the last few weeks? I know that the shot has been down a little bit, but what have you seen just in general within the last few weeks?
Well, what I love about Moses is he's the same guy every day. Comes to work, puts in the work, and he doesn't get too high or too low. And he understands that over 82 games, there's just spells in the season where shots don't go and you lose your rhythm a little bit, and you don't panic. You just keep shooting, and that's that's what Moses does. He's a real pro, and he belongs in that category too, with Melt and Al. Like I have no doubt that Mo will find his groove as well.
Steph said he likes the focus everybody's coming with right now. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally agree. I think we've won 7 out of 10, and there are a couple in there that we very easily could have won. It just feels like we're much more consistent now and solid than we were earlier. It felt like we were up and down quite a bit. I like the focus. I thought Draymond's energy has been so good, the last couple games, and obviously, all the stuff that happened a couple weeks ago. Like he's in a great place. I just think our team is settling in and ready for a move.
For a move?
Is that what he said?
Like a trade or a run? What did that mean?
Right. Wait a minute, Steve.
Steve.
Steve's a mess.
Sheree, do you mind if we bring Chardol on for a few moments? And then we'll say bye, do the scoreboard, and wrap it up. Sheree, I don't know if you've seen this new open that we have for Chardol. He's got his own open.
Stay at home, son.
Oh, it's always dangerous. Spicy. The spice is brought into the mix. Chardol, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Cy. I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. You make some great content on the videos on the platform. As the Warriors take down the Milwaukee Bucks 120-113, Stephen Curry had a
Chardol, you're not gonna say hi to Sharia?
Hi, Sharia.
Hello.
It's great to see. It's great that you're back. I missed you. You were on hiatus. You were gone for a little bit. Now you're finally back. So it's great to see you back.
Glad to be back.
I love to have you on the show. I love your insight on the Warriors. You have some good insight as well to share.
Thank
I love
you.
to hear it. You try your best to bring a lot of knowledge about the team, and I really appreciate that.
You're welcome, Chardol.
Yeah.
Chardol, what are your feelings on the Niners and the Eagles Sunday? Because I don't feel good about the game at all.
So as a 49er fan, I am very optimistic that we will take the Philadelphia Eagles down. I'm not afraid of Jalen Hurts. I'm not afraid of Saquon Barkley. I'm not afraid of their fan base.
Good.
We're gonna take them down emphatically. They're not gonna be able to see. They're not gonna see the light of day.
So the Niners are going to advance. Sharia, who's your NFL team if you follow football at all?
I don't follow football much.
Gotcha. There you go. Okay. Chardol, what was your feeling on tonight? Good win?
It wasn't the sexiest win by the Warriors, but I'm gonna take a win as a win. I'm gonna take whatever win comes my way. That's the way I look at it. That we got the win and we bounced back after that horrific loss against the Clippers, where Steve Kerr was absolutely irate after that goaltending call, which, the referees they screwed that up. That's why I don't like the referees in professional sports, is that the referees make boneheaded calls. They didn't even look at that call and that goaltended call, that missed goaltended call. The refs didn't even look at it in Secaucus, where in New Jersey, where they have their review center in Secaucus, New Jersey, where they look at all the calls that go on in the game, and the referees didn't look at it, and then they screwed it. I mean, we Warriors could have won that game easily over Clippers. They could have won that game, and they screwed it. It pissed me off. I'm like, that we could have gotten those 2 points, that missed goaltended call. We could have got those 2 points, but we missed those 2 points. We could have won the freaking game. That pissed me off so much. Even Cy probably was losing his freaking mind after that. He was losing his damn mind after that shit.
What's your reaction to someone here had a question for you. Hot Papa is saying, "Sup with this guy?" What's your reaction to that, Shardall?
What do you mean? What's up with this guy? I'm trying to be my true self. What do you mean? What's up with this guy?
That's it. That's all you got to say.
I'm trying to be my true self. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that comment. I don't agree with it. There's some comments I agree with and some comments I don't agree with.
I feel you on that. Shardall,
I get pissed off too very easily.
I know you do. Shardall, we're not graced with Sharia's presence that often. So if you don't mind, we're gonna keep this short. Promote your channel, SGA Sports Talk. What does the SGA stand for? It's not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
The S stands for Stephen Curry, G stands for Draymond Green, A stands for Andre Iguodala. This was a great win for the Warriors. They got to keep this up. They're playing the Sacramento Kings in their next game. They need to keep this winning streak going alive in their next game. I really love your humor that you bring to the show. I really love the entertainment that you bring to the whole episode, to your YouTube channel.
Right back at you. By the way, Shardall, people are asking questions. They want to learn more about you. Zico the First asks, "Do you play basketball?"
I love to play basketball.
There you go.
I play pickup basketball.
So you got playing experience. See, you come in with actual knowledge, brother. I respect that.
Viewers, make sure to click the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused. And also subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel if you like Warriors content, Sharks content, 49ers content. I'm at 515 subscribers. I'm on the road to 600. So if you like everything if you like everything that I'm producing on the channel, please go there and help me out. I need to get to 600 subscribers by the end of 2026.
Ken Contreras in our chat brought this up way earlier, and I saved it for when you're going to come on, that the San Jose Sharks won him $80. They won. Does that mean they won the game tonight?
They won. The Sharks won over the Kings 4-3 in overtime.
That's a double whammy when you bet on your team and they win, because it's double the pleasure, double the fun.
That's a double whammy.
Beautiful. Shardall, love you, man.
I'll join you on for the Hawks and Warriors post game show. But I love coming on your show, man. You truly are the realist. You speak the facts. You speak the truth.
Right.
I really love that you speak the truth. And if people come at you and say things that are not true about you, then those people can go and F off. Those people can go and F off.
You just got to correct him. That's it.
Yeah, correct them.
You were a former Division I prospect, Shardall. That's exciting, brother. Is that true?
That was true. I'm a D1 prospect.
Chef's kiss to you. Look at you.
So can I stay? Can we go over the scoreboard if that's fine?
Just for tonight, we're gonna. We don't say Sharia that much. I want to enjoy every second of this.
When Sharia isn't here, then I can do the scoreboard.
Friday's all yours. Okay.
Friday is all mine.
You can join Armando and I, and if I don't know if Mark Haynes will stay for the whole thing, but it's gonna be a packed show Friday, and you're welcome to join us, Shardall.
So on Friday.
Yes.
I won't be joining. Remember, I said I'm doing a post-game show with the Kings content creator on Friday.
You're right.
So I won't be able to join the show. So I'll join the show on Sunday, but I try and make the show as spicy as I can make it, and I really and you really appreciate that about me. But I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I'll definitely see you for the Hawks and Warriors post-game show. Bye, Sai. Bye, Sharia. I really love that that you're back, and I hope that I would love to see you occasionally here on Golden Days.
Shardall,
I'm gonna try.
I'm so proud of you that you have accomplished what only a few can brag about, and that's being a stay-at-home son.
Stay-at-home son.
Mad respect.
I love that you made that intro for me, because that's a true honor that Sai made that intro just for me. Nobody
true.
would do something specifically for me. Make
I
me
did.
feel like like the closer, and you made me my intro. So I can't thank you enough. I love you. I love your show. I love making appearances on your show occasionally. Every time I can make an appearance, I make an appearance. But
And Cheryl,
yeah.
every time, you know what you were saying earlier about the people out there spreading misinformation? There's only one message you can send back to them.
Fuck you.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And then they're gone.
So next time when I go to a party and I go up and ask a girl next time you should ask her for her number. Don't feel shy to go up and ask her for her number.
And then after you get the number, all you got to do is tell her.
Fuck you.
And she'll like you even more for that. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Why did
But
you
yes,
make me do
get the
that?
number.
Why
Don't
did you
do
why
that
did you
part.
why did you that was offensive. Why did you do that? I'm not gonna say that to a woman. If I said that to a woman, she would hate. If I said that to a woman, she would hate me for the rest of my life.
What did he say? I didn't even hear it because
If you said it,
goes
get
mute.
her number and then say F you. Don't
you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
do
that's
that. Don't do that.
And then I said don't do that. It was a joke. Chardol,
stay at home, son.
we love you, buddy.
So yeah, so I'll definitely see you on Sunday for Warriors and Hawks. But it's truly an honor to have me on the show, and hope you have a great night. And I'll see you around. See you in the funny papers.
Oh, he's an acquired taste.
He's a gem.
I love
He's
him.
a
I
gem.
love him.
He's a gem.
Chardol, thank you for allowing him to steal a few minutes there. You ready for a scoreboard and to wrap this up? Do you have time for that?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. So let's wrap that up. And then what I'm going to end the show with, I don't know if you folks like this plan. The Golden State Warriors, Sharia, I don't know if you're aware of this. I can't remember if you were here when we talked about this. The Warriors released a 5-minute and 20-second produced video package highlighting Jonathan Kuminga's 5 years with the Golden State Warriors. They've never done that before. They've never produced. So what's your impression? Is that like a farewell thing? Is that a message from the owner that we love this kid? Maybe it means nothing at all. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't even know. I really don't know. I think they're trying to confuse us. I don't know. We've been confused this whole time. Let's just go out with a bang. That's what it feels like. They're trying to confuse us because I'm confused.
Well, we're gonna finish the show with that. I'll play that entire thing, and it's about 5 minutes 20 seconds again, and then we'll close. We'll end the show right after that. But for now, let's go over this. Let's go through the scoreboard. If I can get words out of my mouth here on this Wednesday, January 7th. Happy New Year, Sharia. I hope it's not too late.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope it's not too late to say that. Are you having a good New Year so far? It's only been a week, but
so far it's been quiet, just working. Just
Quiet's
filming, that's
good.
all.
Quiet's good. I like that. I don't know if it was quiet in Charlotte, but the Raptors went in there and took care of business. Toronto improved into 23-15, a 97-96 winner over the surging Charlotte Hornets. Sharia, did you catch a few days back the Hornets going into OKC and beating the piss out of them?
Saw the highlights.
Woo! Someone in the chat asked if Con Knipple is available for a trade and what the price would be. He ain't available.
It's not happening.
That is not Charlotte. You'd have to outside and this does bring up an interesting scenario, because what if the Hornets called Mike Dunleavy Jr. and they're like, let us have Steph for his final year. We'll give you Con Knipple. Who says no first, if anyone?
The Warriors say no.
Okay, so
even though he's being compared. Did you hear about that?
Yes, a lot of people think he's the next great thing in terms of shooting. All right, so that's just a hang up. Okay, all right. I agree. I think that's also what would happen too. But yeah, Con Knipple making waves, and the Hornets. But the Hornets did lose tonight to the Raptors, 97-96. RJ Barrett, 28.7 rebounds. LaMelo Ball, 15.7 rebounds, 7 assists in the loss for the Hornets, who dropped to 13 and 24. And Sharia, if when we go through these scores, if there's any players on any of these teams that sound enticing to you for a Warriors trade, shout out. All right. so we can discuss it. The Detroit Pistons, one of the best teams in the NBA this year, improved to 28-9. They won at home 108-93 over the Chicago Bulls, who have their sausage and their Dicka, but no win tonight. Isaiah Stewart, Big Stu, 31 points in the win. Nikola Vucevic, 20 points, 16 rebounds in the loss. Philadelphia 76ers, 131-110 winners tonight at home over the Washington Wizards. The Sixers improved to 20-15. The Wizards dropped to 10-26. Sharia, how would you describe Joel Embiid at this stage of his career? Because when we talk about Philly, it's usually VJ Edgecombe, it's usually Tyrese Maxey. I feel like Joel Embiid is like third fiddle on that team now. Tonight he had 28.7 rebounds. Trey Johnson, 20 points in the loss for the Wizards. But what is your Joel Embiid take on the 2025-2026 season?
He's looking kind of all right. He's looking stronger. His knees, his knees are his knees, but he's moving a lot better. He's looking all right.
Would you trade Jimmy Butler for Joel Embiid?
No.
Okay. That's all I need to know. It was a busy night tonight. Thank you, Sharia, for rolling along with me on this. I know it's late on your side of things. In the East Coast, the Denver Nuggets improving to 25-12. Nationally televised game tonight on ESPN. 114-110 winners tonight in Boston. The Celtics dropping to 23-13. Jamal Murray, who's on track to make his first All-Star game ever, which is crazy, but
weird.
It is weird. Well-deserved if he does make it. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 17 assists in the win tonight. Jaylen Brown, 33 points, 7 rebounds in the loss. How's the weather in your neck of the woods right now?
It was like 49 today, 49, 50, which is good because we've been in the 20s and the 30s forever.
That's a warm January for
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Elsewhere in the association, the Atlanta Hawks trade Trae Young. Your thoughts on that trade, by the way? I don't think I've had a chance to ask you about that.
Well, it was in the middle of it, which was weird, but he looked happy. He's been ready to go. The Wizards, I was hoping he would go to the Rockets just to spice it up. I felt like he would be a good fit for them, but I also get why he went to the Wizards.
100% agree with everything you just said right there. Trae Young, now a Washington Wizard. CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert sent back to the Hawks, and that's it. That's the trade. There's no picks, nothing else. It's a very clean, simple trade. 2 for 1. Well, the Pelicans lost at Atlanta tonight. In that game, we're in the middle of it, as Sharia mentioned a moment ago. Trae Young traded. He was pulled out of the game to be shared the news, and then came back and sat, I believe, on the bench for the rest of the game. I believe I read that somewhere. If I'm mistaken, forgive me. Zachary Richard, the Frenchman, with his escargot, 25 points, 8 rebounds in the win for the Hawks. Zion Williamson, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in the loss. Final overtime, the Orlando Magic, 104-103 winners tonight over Sharia's Brooklyn Nets. I'm kidding. I know that's your closest team, though. The Magic improving to 21-17. The Nets dropping to 11-23. Michael Porter Jr., a player a lot of people in Dub Nation are talking about him. He had 34 points and 3 steals tonight. Paolo Banchero, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists in the win for the Magic. Brooklyn drops to 11-23, which begs the question, Sharia, because earlier in the show, you said on your wish list, the top of it is Michael Porter Jr. Does Brooklyn's 11-23 record not give you pause at all about trading for him?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Sounds good. A few more games. The LA Clippers following up their loss, or their win over the Warriors, I apologize, 2 nights ago, with the loss at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks are going to be in town in a little over a week, but tonight they were in New York, and they beat the Clippers 123-111 to improve to 24-13. The Clippers dropped to 13-23. Jalen Brunson, 26 points, 7 assists in the win. Zubac, 22 points, 11 rebounds in the loss. Sharia, Jalen Brunson's name makes me think of the MVP award and who the early favorites are right now. I'm going to pull up FanDuel's odds. But so far in the NBA season, we're approaching the halfway mark, which is insane. Life just flies. Enjoy it. And in your opinion, who should be MVP right now? Because I don't know if there's like a clear-cut favorite at this point. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, that's not a front runner for me yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's one, and I thought of that because I feel like Jalen Brunson might be the best pick, but I could be wrong. Cade Cunningham should be in the discussion as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, if any?
Cade for sure should be in it, but it's still too early for me.
Who would you guess FanDuel lists as the favorite?
I don't know. It's a hard one. It really is. I don't know.
Well, Hamza Kassem is right. Stephen Curry is your early favorite for MVP. I'm kidding. I wish, but no, he's not. The Warriors being 2 games above 500, hurting his cause mightily. If you want to bet, FanDuel does have Steph Curry as an option to bet on. Here, let me share my screen so you folks can all see this as well. Here's FanDuel's website. This is interesting. By the way, the favorite is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander currently. This is the if you're watching on YouTube, this is the FanDuel Sportsbook's official website. I'm trying to get the visual looking clean. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander currently minus 450. I am shocked that Luka Doncic is second right now. Plus 750. Cade Cunningham third, plus 1,800. Jaylen Brown fourth, plus 4,000. Jalen Brunson is fifth. He has the fifth highest odds for MVP. Excuse me, at 7,500. Then goes Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, and Stephen Curry, Alperen Şengün, and Kevin Durant round out every player you can bet on. Steph, Kawhi, Şengün, Kevin Durant, each currently how many zeros is that? Is that 100,000? Is that 100,000? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yeah, that's a plus 100,000. Put $1 down. put $1 down. Is it $1? $1 gives you what, 10 grand on a bet like that? Put $1 down. He'll put $5 down. Put $5 down on any of those guys, plus 100,000 odds to bet on Kawhi, Steph, Şengün, or Durant for MVP. I mean, those odds are there for a good reason, but still. I like Jalen Brunson, though, or Cade Cunningham. I feel like those two would be my favorites. What is the chat saying?
Tyrese isn't bad either, though.
Maxey? Yeah. Chris Thomas saying Jaylen Brown is my vote right now. I hear you. Hamza Kassem saying, hear me out. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Steph at 38 years old, technically 38 on March 14th, averaging nearly 30. He deserves it. I'm not pushing back. Right. But I'm also very biased towards Stephen Curry. Right. Let's finish up the scoreboard so Sharia can resume spending. Well, I guess your family's asleep, but still. Sharia,
yes, 227.
Oof. Okay, we'll get out of here. We're almost done. A few more scores. Busy night in the association. The Phoenix Suns, unfortunately, winning tonight, 117-98 the final. They were visiting the Memphis Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks, unbelievable the turnaround his career has experienced this season. 21 points, 7 rebounds in the win for a Suns team that improves to 22-15. The Warriors 20-18, which means the Warriors 2.5 games behind Phoenix for the 7 seed. I don't know who Jay Small is for Memphis. I'll look that up real fast. I bring that name up because ESPN. I read these scores from ESPN's website, and with each game they list a top performer, and that's typically whose name I read off. Tonight they listed Javon Small as the top performer, or maybe it's Javon Small. I'm gonna go with Javon for now. I don't know. I hope that's right. Javon Small is literally small by NBA standards, 6'1", 190 pounds, a rookie, second-round pick. Sharia, I don't know if you've noticed this as well. There are a lot of second-round picks making noise in the NBA. A lot. Here's another
Yes.
one. Javon Smith. I mean, for Warriors fans, the most notable recently was what was his name? Kobe Sanders of the Clippers, who another rookie second round pick. Will Richard, a rookie second round pick. Anyways, Javon Small, 14 points in the loss for the Grizzlies, who dropped to 16 and 21. The Utah Jazz fall at OKC. The Thunder improved to 31-7 after a 129-125 win. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, currently your favorite for MVP, 46 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in the win. Larry Markkinen, 29 points, 13 rebounds. Sharia, does Larry Markkinen to the Warriors excite you at all? Because that's my number one target.
Yeah. Yep.
And if that trade is still available, if they really still want Podziemski, have him.
Right.
All yours.
I can't believe that we even did that. Ugh.
That is great. Yeah. I mean, look, if they're asking for like 5 first-round picks and they're not budging, I can understand a little bit walking away. I mean, you got to be a little flexible if you're going to make a deal. But if it was, let's say, 3 first-rounders, yeah, they were dumb. They were absolutely wrong.
Listen, and you going up against Danny Ainge. So.
Oh, God damn it. The Lakers continue a pattern, of losing to good teams, and they beat all the bad teams. Tonight, no exception to that. The San Antonio Spurs improving to 26-11 with a 107-91 victory over the Lakers in San Antonio tonight. Keldon Johnson, 27.6 rebounds in the win. Luka Doncic, second in terms of the odds for the MVP award. 38 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple-double in the loss. The Lakers dropped to 23-12. Again, I mentioned the Spurs, 26-11. And last, and maybe least, I don't know, maybe not, the Portland Trailblazers upsetting the Houston Rockets at home tonight, 103-102. Denny Avdija, 41 points, 6 rebounds in the win. Amen Thompson, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists in the loss. And this will be the final question I ask you, Sharia, as we wrap it up. Is there anyone on Portland, because they are one of 3 teams reportedly, and this is, I believe, I forgot who reported, was it Slater who said that the 3 teams who really want Kuminga are Portland, New Orleans, and I think the Wizards was the third one. And that's on top of the other teams. I think Sacramento has been a team that's mentioned as well. But is there anyone on the Trailblazers you'd want for Kuminga?
Not that I can think of at the top of my head.
Can I give you some names?
Mm-hmm.
I'll read off the whole roster and you tell me if anybody excites you. I'll go from the bottom to top. They have Javonte Cook, Matisse Thybulle, Drew Holiday. What was our audience member's name? Mohamed Alavi. If you're still around, I haven't heard from you much lately, but that dude was here all off season begging the Warriors to acquire Duop Reith. He's still with Portland. Chris Murray, Keegan Murray's twin brother. I think they're twins. Jeremy Grant, Ryan Rupert. Don't know who that is. Caleb Love, Young Hassan, Robert Williams III. I've never even heard of Sidi Kissoko, yet he started tonight. Have you heard of that guy? Who is Sidi Kissoko? He started. 6'6", 220. Second round pick from 2 years ago. Another second round pick making some noise. He started tonight. Anyways, so he's available. If you're telling me Shaden Sharp could be had, sign me up.
Right.
If you tell me Denny Avdija is available, sign
Right.
me up. Donovan Clingan. Nah. What about Tumani Kamara? I like him. Do you like him?
He doesn't stick out to me, to be honest with you. Sharp does, though.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your show. Any final thoughts? Great to see us. So
Happy to
stoked
be
you joined us
back.
tonight.
I've been trying to get back, but it's really hard with the time difference
Yeah, I know.
and the hours that I'm, working. So, but I have a late call tomorrow, so I was like, let me get in there today.
Awesome. Well, it's always a pleasure. You're taking the co-host seat anytime you're available.
Thank you.
I wish I could pay you. Hopefully someday we'll get to that point. We are in a very deep economic recession, but if your company's doing well, real quickly, this is our email address. Reach out. We do have inventory space available for sponsors. I'm hoping we have one lined up soon, I hope. But these are tough times, folks. If you're struggling out there, I feel you on that. Sharia, anything you could share about the TV show you're working on right now, or do you have to be completely zipped up?
It's from it's Lionsgate, and it's from the Power Universe.
Oh, that show's pop. Okay.
It's from that universe.
Yeah. What are the spin-offs though? Like there's like Ghost. Is that a part of the Power Universe?
I think it's Ghost Force, Kanan, if I'm not mistaken.
I love it. Sharia right there does what hair?
Hair.
Just cosmetics.
I'm a hairstylist.
Hair strictly. Okay, there you go. So so if you're watching one of those shows and you're going, damn, that person's styled up, it's probably her. It's probably Sharia who did that work. So at least with the hair part of it. Anything we missed? Are we done?
No, we didn't miss anything. I think it was a good show. I enjoyed myself. I'm glad to be back.
I think I'm going to speak on the audience's behalf and say they enjoyed you. I enjoyed you. Say hello to your family for me. Beautiful family. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've definitely won the lottery in that department. And if there's nothing else to say, we're done. Sharia, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye, everybody.